The Center for Human Rights at the Catholic University of America has recently published an op-ed by Chen Guangcheng commemorating the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre. To view this article, check the link in the description or go to humanrights.catholic.edu. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Barefoot Lawyer Reports on China. This is Will Dethridge, the producer. Joining me, as always, is Chen Guangcheng.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Will.
Yeah, so today we have a breaking news story concerning Jimmy Lai, an update on his trial. Guangcheng, can you tell us what's going on?
Yes. The CCP arrested Jimmy Lai several years ago. Now, the CCP sentenced him to prison for 3 crimes, right?
Okay, yeah.
But of course, the whole world understands that the CCP just want to use that corrupt law to prosecute Jimmy Lai because he supported freedom, democracy, and the rule of law in Hong Kong.
Right.
Several weeks ago, the U.S. President Donald Trump mentioned about Jimmy Lai when he met Chairman Xi, and the CCP ignored all his support from the whole world.
Right.
Jimmy Lai is 78, and when the CCP released the news to sentence him, and a lot of people went to the court to try to hear the sentencing. Include some officials from the foreign country,
Okay.
from the embassy.
And what day was this on, Guangcheng? This was on
December 15th, right?
Okay, so you're saying on December 15th, people gathered to hear the sentencing, and then what happened, Guangcheng?
Of course, the CCP rigged the sentencing to make sure the courtroom was packed with pro-CCP members.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what was the verdict? I mean, probably most of our listeners can guess, but what was the verdict that they found?
They found him guilty of 3 crimes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the CCP will put him in prison for life.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's so evil. And, Jimmy Lai, his body has some problem. He have to use some medicine every day. So his daughter said he will die in prison. So democratic nations should think how to punish the CCP. Of course, for me, I'm not surprised. I know how evil the CCP is. The CCP never think to try to resolve the problem. They just want to keep the people silent. So no justice under the CCP's regime. We can't keep letting them do this. Another thing is very important. Several years ago, when the CCP arrested Jimmy Lai, a lot of people in mainland China support CCP, said, because he did the bad thing, so CCP arrested him. But now, after the court have the decision and sentenced him to prison, someone shared the information on TikTok.
Okay.
And just a short time, more than 1,581 comments. And all the comments support Jimmy Lai.
Okay.
That is the new situation, And
that's very interesting, yeah.
Yeah, very different than before.
So, Guangcheng, in the past, if people had done that, if a video of Jimmy Lai had been put on TikTok, in the past, what would it have happened? What would have been different?
Before several years ago, when the CCP arrested him, a lot of people support CCP. The people said, Jimmy Lai, the bad guy, he's a Western spy, blah, 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 like that.
Right.
But now, all the commenters support him.
Why do you think that happened, Guangcheng? Do you have any ideas?
One thing is more and more people understand the truth, understand the CCP want to control Hong Kong. Another thing is before, the CCP ordered the comments to try to let the people see our people support us. And if you support Jimmy Lai, the CCP will delete your comments immediately. But now, this time, I think more people are awake. But when the CCP saw all the comments support him, they closed the comment function.
Okay. Well, I know this story is ongoing, and we've made plenty of content about Jimmy Lai, including an interview with Father Robert Sirico, the man who sponsored his conversion to Catholicism. So we encourage you to check that out on our podcast platforms, including our website at humanrights.catholic.edu. And Guangcheng will make sure to provide additional updates on this developing story, right, Guangcheng?
Yes, thank you, Vera. Thank you, everyone. Let's keep focus on his case. I hope we work together to push CCP to release him. If the CCP don't want to release him, we should think how to punish CCP.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Barefoot Lawyer Reports on China. And thank you, Guangcheng, for this information as always.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
The Catholic University of America's Center for Human Rights has published a documentary on the United Nations Universal Declaration on Human Rights. The documentary features world-class human rights experts, from former State Department officials to ambassadors and human rights activists. It can be found on our website at humanrights.catholic.edu.